To put our footage onto the timeline, we can either single click to select the whole thing and then click and drag it down into our timeline. If you just want to select a section of it, you can click and drag, and the yellow outlined area is the area that is going to be imported when you click and drag. So for example, I've got a whole project there, but I might just want to then take this small part. So I've dragged those two videos down. Now we'll have a quick look at the different options of how to edit. A little bit of effects, we'll look at some audio, and we'll look at maybe some keyframing, fading in and out, that kind of thing. The first thing I'll do is have a look at the audio. So there is some audio on this clip. I'll just play it back. It is just me in my office, probably breathing and general ambient sounds. So we want to get rid of that audio because it's not useful to us. There are a few ways to do it. We can click here and drag this all the way down. This line enables us to increase or decrease the volume, but what it doesn't do is remove the audio. So what we've done is we've reduced the volume to 0, so now there is no sound, but it's not actually removed from the clip. The reason I like to do it this way is because then it means that if I ever decided I did want the audio, I can access it again. If you know that you're never going to use the audio from this clip, you can select it. You can even select a range, right click, and you can detach audio. Once that audio is detached, you can select the audio and hit backspace and it will disappear forever. The only issue with that is it means you cannot get that audio back without re-importing the clip from your media browser down into your timeline. So I prefer to do it the other way. You'll notice that I just managed to make the audio come back. All I did was press Command Z, which is the same as going to edit, undo, and that takes you back as many steps as since you first logged onto Final Cut. It keeps a backlog of all of your editing that you've done in any given session, so that can be a really handy thing to know. If you do something wrong, Command Z will help you undo it. So I've removed the audio, I've just reduced it all the way down to 0 here. So now that's gone. If you look at my footage, you'll notice that it's actually very shaky. This is a deliberate thing. I've made it kind of bouncing around the screen. We'll see if our stabilization tool can actually help this. There's a built-in stabilization tool over here in our effects browser. You need to make sure you select the clip that you wish to look at, and you can see here there's an option for stabilization. If you check this blue box, what it will do is analyze for dominant motion. That means that it's going to find a section of the video that is constantly in frame, and it's going to try and crop to match that. If we click show over here, it will show us the details of how much we can edit it. It will automatically try and do this for you. You can see here the progress, and you can see here that this orange mark means that it's rendering, which means that if we were to try and play it back, it wouldn't actually play back as though it had been edited. It will just give us a preview of what it thinks we want to see. Whilst this is rendering, and you can see this count up here, before it hits 100%, anything that you do is going to pause that whilst you do something else. So it won't finish rendering unless you just leave it alone. That's a good thing to know. You'll see now my image looks as though it's jumped in slightly. That's because it has to crop in order to stabilize. We'll press play and see what that looks like. So now you can see my footage. Certainly at the beginning, before I started, really shaking it around, is very smooth, a lot smoother than the original footage. Just for comparison, we'll have a look at the actual clip up here, and you can see all that shake, and now in comparison how smooth it is. It's not paused, it's just a lot smoother. So that's stabilization. There are a few options of how to adjust that a bit more in detail, but we won't look into that too much in this particular video.